This is Freedom Global News.
Federal government denies plan to sack workers. Defense headquarters warns politicians and others against the use of military uniform. The Federal Road Safety Corps says 19 died and 26 were injured in a Kano crash. And on the foreign scene, the United States commemorates 1 year since deadly Capitol attack.
This is Freedom Global News.
Possessing a permanent voter's card is a duty to all citizens. Please ensure you acquire yours. Good evening, you're listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today is the 6th of January 2022, which is equivalent to the 3rd of Jamada Thani 1443 after Hijri. And now the news in full. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, says there's no plan by the federal government to lay off government workers. Zainab Ahmed said this on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria program today. The minister denied claims that the government was planning on sacking workers in order to save funds. She said President Muhammadu Buhari said repeatedly that no worker would be sacked. The minister, however, said the government would encourage people to leave government jobs by giving them incentives. She said the government would reduce overheads by ensuring that government agencies are merged. The defense headquarters has warned against wearing military uniforms and accoutrements for electioneering campaign posters by some politicians and other unauthorized persons. The acting director of Defense Information Air Commodore Wap Megida gave the warning in a statement today in Abuja. Megida said that the campaign posters of some governors dressed in military camouflage uniforms were displayed in noticeable areas in their respective states. He said the act was manifestly illegal and an abuse of privilege of allowing civilians wear military uniforms during military training exercises. According to him, it is necessary to restate that the Armed Forces of Nigeria as a professional institution remains apolitical and as such will not want to be dragged into any form of political bias. He warned that anyone found culpable in this regard would be liable to prosecution. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, says it has not begun selling the 2022 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination and direct entry forms. It warned candidates to be wary of fraud. In a statement, the board noted that the sale of forms would be well publicized when the time comes. The statement noted that the attention of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board had been drawn to the activities of unwholesome elements who had been misleading the general public on the purported commencement of the sale of the 2022 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination and direct entry application documents. It stated that for the avoidance of doubt, any information in circulation purporting to have emanated from the board to the effect that the sale of the 2022 UTME and DE forms has commenced is not only fraudulent, but is a calculated attempt by mischief makers to create unnecessary panic among prospective candidates. And on the sporting arena, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has limited attendances during the Africa Cup of Nations to 80% for host nations, Cameroon's matches, and 60% for other games due to COVID-19. The tournament kicks off January 9th with Cameroon playing Burkina Faso at the 60,000 capacity Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. Correspondent Sanusi Shaib Musa has details of this and other sports updates.
The Confederation of African Football noted that strict health protocols had been put into place for fans who must be fully vaccinated and present a negative COVID-19 test result to attend games. A number of teams preparing for the tournament have also reported positive COVID-19 cases, including Algeria, Ivory Coast, Gabon, and Morocco. In another development, Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) has confirmed that Super Eagles striker Odion Ighalo will not feature at the 2021 African Cup of Nations. This was revealed by the NFF Director of Communications Ademola Olajire in an interview with newsmen in Abuja. It could be recalled that Igalo was still expected to arrive at the Super Eagles camp as of yesterday and was handed the number 9 jersey by interim manager Austin Egabon last night ahead of the tournament. Meanwhile, former Ajax and Super Eagles star Finidi George has tipped Nigeria to beat the Pharaohs of Egypt in their group in the African Cup of Nations. Said Super Eagles could beat the North African side if their main man Mohamed Salah has a bad day at the office. In another update, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola and Burnley boss Sendash will miss their club's FA third round ties after testing positive for COVID-19. City's 50-year-old Spanish boss as his assistant João Lilo were both found to have the virus on Tuesday. And on tennis, Great Britain's hopes of reaching the ATP Cup semi-finals were ended after Canada beat Germany to qualify as group winners instead. Dan Evers and Jamie Murray's stunning comeback from a set and a breakdown helped Britain beat the United States and kept alive their hopes of progress. Dan Evers and Jamie Murray's stunning comeback from a set and a breakdown helped Britain beat the United States and kept alive their hopes of progress. They are 6-7, 3-7, 7-5, 10-8 win over John Isner and Tyler Freeze, and the decisive doubles clinched a 2-1 victory for Great Britain. But Canada eliminated Britain after winning their tie against Germany. Snusi Shaib Musa, Freedom Radio.
Global news is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, www.freedomradionig.com.
Musa, me kake nema a cikin kitchen?
Masoyiyata, ina son cokali in sha magani.
Masoyina, ka ɗauki comics kawai, ka yaga, sha ka samu sauki.
Haka ne fa, ku yi amfani da comics ma duk kai tare. Comics yana da dextromethorphan da guaifenesin. Kawai ku yaga ku sha, ku samu sauki yana kulele in ka sha. Aha, na samu sauki yanzu. Ina son comics. Comics, kamfanin Orange Drugs Limited da ke yin kasuwanci da dilancinta. Maganin zai iya saka kasala. In alamar tarin bata tsaya ba bayan kwana 3, ka ga likitanka. Comics yana kulele.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. No fewer than 19 persons died while 26 others were injured in an auto crash at Bagoda near the Nigeria Law School campus on the Kano Zaria Road in Minjibur local government area. The Kano Federal Road Safety Corps Sector Commander Zubairu Matu confirmed the incident in a statement issued to newsmen today in Kano, noting that the accident involved 2 commercial highs buses. The sector commander said that the accident occurred as a result of excessive speed, dangerous driving, and loss of control, which led to a head-on collision, and the 2 vehicles bursting into fire immediately. They said the accident involved a total of 45 passengers in the 2 buses, out of which 14 adult males, 4 adult females, and 1 male child lost their lives, while 26 others sustained serious injuries. Mato said the injured were taken to Kura General Hospital for treatment, while the corpses of the deceased were handed over to their relatives at the BBG Police Division. The sector commander advised motorists to avoid speeding, overtaking, dangerous driving, and any infraction that could lead to road crash, especially using of phones while driving. The Kano Road and Traffic Agency, Karota, says tricycle drivers in the state will not be allowed to operate with old number plates. The director of the agency, Bafo Baba and Akundi, stated this to Freedom Radio today, noting that the renewal requirement is in accordance with the rules and regulations that guides operation. He said tricycle drivers are obligated to renew their number plates in order to abide by the rules and regulations of operation, in order to identify the number of drivers and a way of tracking offenders, as well as the reduction of public nuisance. It could be recalled that last week, tricycle drivers protested and threatened to go on strike if Karota does not revoke the requirement for all drivers to renew their licenses every year. On business, Muhammad Abba Abdullahi has updates.
The federal government says the nation's seaports are heavily congested due to the absence of dry ports and multimodal transport infrastructure to move freight from originated points to ports and vice versa. According to the government, in the inland waterways in Nigeria have about 10,000 miles of potential navigable routes, but only 3,000 miles are presently in use. The federal government disclosed this in its National Development Plan 2021 to 2025. It said that by 2025, Nigeria will upgrade its current infrastructure to ensure economic efficiency, social equity, and environmental sustainability. Meanwhile, the federal government yesterday disclosed that it spent 4.2 trillion naira on debt servicing between January and November 2021. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, disclosed this in Abuja during the public presentation of the details of the 2022 appropriation bill signed by the President Muhammadu Buhari in December 2021. The presentation included an overview of the 2021 budget implementation, revealed that oil revenue contributed 970.3 billion naira to the total revenue generated within the period, while non-oil tax contributed 1.6 trillion naira and other revenues amounted to 2.8 trillion naira. The minister noted that the total expenditure constitutes 4.20 trillion naira spent on debt servicing, 3.02 trillion naira on personnel costs, including pensions, and 3.2 trillion naira expended on capital projects. Muhammad Abba Abdullahi, Freedom Radio.
And on the foreign scene, the United States President Joe Biden blames former President Donald Trump for the riot at the Capitol in a speech at Congress 1 year after. Biden said Trump created and spread a web of lies about the 2020 election in the lead up to the attack. He added that for the first time in their history, a president had not just lost an election, he also tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power. Trump responded with an angry statement, restating false claims about the election and saying Biden is destroying the nation. Reports say that politicians are marking the anniversary of the 6th January 2021 riot. It could be recalled that Trump supporters stormed the Capitol that day in an attempt to halt the certification of Joe Biden's election victory. Reports say that more than 700 people have been arrested in connection with the riots so far. And with this, we've come to the end of today's global news. But before we go, highlights of the major stories. The Minister of Finance and Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, says there is no plan by the federal government to lay off government workers. The Defense Headquarters has warned against wearing military uniforms for electioneering campaign posters by some politicians and other unauthorized persons. No fewer than 19 persons died while 26 others were injured in an auto crash at Bagoda near the Nigeria Law School campus of the Kano Zaria Road in Minjibur local government area. And on the foreign scene, the United States President Joe Biden blames former President Donald Trump for the riot at the Capitol in a speech at Congress 1 year after. On behalf of the entire production team,